Hey, welcome back to the Experience Share. My name is Blake, and we are diving into Game 2 of my Sorcery League match. Going against Yup here, playing the 4-color Elementalist deck versus my 4-color Deathspeaker deck. If you didn't catch Game 1, it was a nail-biter to the very end. I challenge you to go back, watch that game as we come in to Day 2. Now, before we get in, I know 77% of you aren't subscribed, so stop what you're doing right now, go down, click that red subscribe button for more sorcery content. Alright, back to the video. Alright, in this game 2 here, going against Yup, we are shuffling up and looking at our sites here. We have a good mix of threshold, no water sites, and I think that might be okay. And so I think we're going to keep our sites that we have. And now we're just kind of clearing up the board from our game 1. Probably just go Ruins pass. Okay, step Ruins doesn't really make too big of a difference here. We're going to need that air threshold, but we definitely need the earth because we're going to be playing Land Surveyor next. And we're going to play a slightly more aggressive posture here, putting the Land Surveyor up front. I needed to deal some early damage was one thing that I noticed. And now Sister of Silence comes in now, turning off our Genesis abilities. Now, I think this might have been a slight misplay because we are able to just come in and attack it. It's a 2-1 and just trade off. It does get rid of our Land Surveyor, but we're going to be able to bring it back with Deathspeaker. And then coming in now with the Apprentice Wizard being able to get the Philosopher's Stone. That's an awesome draw for us. And the Dispel, and so if he does go ahead and play any of the cores or stones, we'll be able to dispel it. But he does go ahead and take the block. We go up to 4 mana, or sorry, yeah, 5 mana, but we play the stone. Play the Apprentice Wizard, able to cast Land Surveyor from the bin, draw another site. And same thing, I'm playing this more aggressive posture on the Land Surveyor because I am able to use Dispel. Now, something I could have done was held it back to be able to pass back and forth the Philosopher's Stone between the Apprentice Wizard and the Deathspeaker, getting a double discount. Well, not really a double discount, but I could get an air discount twice, for example. And that's something that could be beneficial for me that maybe I should have done. But we maintain that kind of aggressive positioning here with the Apprentice Wizard. We're going to offer him the trade again, see if he wants to take it. He does take the 1, but now we have the Princess. We're going to go look at our threshold, see what we need. Aquamarine Core gets us the first water threshold of the game. Go ahead and play down that Aquamarine Core. We have 3 in the bin. We haven't cast anything from our graveyard yet, so we'll be able to use an Apprentice Wizard. Okay, let's see what we're doing here instead. I guess we're going to go to get more bodies on the field, just cast an Apprentice Wizard. That was probably a mistake. Probably a mistake, but that's okay. I guess maybe it thins out the deck so we can get another draw, but I don't know if that one card is going to make a difference versus being able to get that Genesis effect. It's probably not going to matter too much, but our opponent comes in, attacks our Apprentice Wizard, and then has a Dispel of his own. Gets rid of my Philosopher's Stone and Aquamarine Core. It's the second time he's been able to get rid of 2 cores or a stone early on in the game. Alright. And Fey Changeling off the top here. Not going to be great in this match. We'll be able to go ahead and cast their Land Surveyor, draw an extra site, go to 7 mana, and that will give us a Grandmaster Wizard. And with the 1, there's really not going to be much that we're going to be able to do in this deck, but we'll cast an Amethyst Core, have an extra mana going into next turn. So we are needing ways to be able to finish this game. Tadpole coming off here, going to be able to give him 3 little froggies submerged underground or underwater. Those are going to be blockers that he's going to be able to have. They could also, maybe he has the book again and be able to draw 3 cards. Not quite as powerful as 7. That's definitely, I think, what kept him in the game during our game 1. But still, being able to draw 3 cards, still really, really strong. We go ahead and take a sight here. And the reason for this is we want to keep being able to add mana turn over turn. We're going to be able to cast we're going to be able to cast all our spells anyways. But we go ahead, attack in with the Apprentice Wizard, take out the land, or take out the Land Surveyor. That's going to let us go ahead and get that trigger again to grab an extra mana of ramp here with the Onyx Core. And we're just going to start trickling away here with the little power of the 1/1s, making sure he's not going to be able to animate anytime soon. We cast a Fey Changeling just to bounce Grandmaster Wizard to our hand and pass the turn. Now we have an extra Grandmaster Wizard. We'll be able to draw an extra 3 cards. That's part of the reason why I wanted to keep Fey Changeling in the deck. It's a really strong combo with the Fey Changeling. It's definitely expensive to pay 9 mana to draw 3 cards, but in this deck where you're getting out 9 mana so frequently, you're playing so many cards, it's really, it's not that, it's a good investment, I would say. And he comes in, drops another, this is a Dispel instead of a Disenchant, but gets rid of 2 more cores, slowing down our game plan off of 9, back down to 7. And then casts a Drown on the Apprentice Wizard, which I don't mind too much. But so we pay 6. Okay, good. We're going to draw with the Grandmaster Wizard. We're going to have a blocker for the Leviathan. We'll play out core number 2, or what, 4 at this point now, right? Playing out all the cores. Yep, that is our last core. Tap, draw sight, and just go ahead and pass the turn. Okay, we have the Ravenous Titan to be able to drop and potentially be able to deal 7 damage to our opponent. We are just missing the Summoning Sphere. And okay, opponent just draws and passes. That feels pretty good for us. We can cast Violent if we wanted to. And this gives us 1 water threshold, pay 3, draw. Okay. So we are going to be needing another water threshold if we want to be able to cast that Atlantean Fate. And so we're going to start casting some Land Surveyors. Trying to think through where I want to place this Land Surveyor to be able to attack. Do I play it on the back row looking for Ruler of Thule? Do I play it up as a blocker? What am I wanting to do here? And, you know, I was thinking, I'm not really sure what I was thinking here. I was thinking like, oh, Crater Eyes could come, and so I'm gonna hold on to it. But that was definitely a mistake. I should have just played out the Land Surveyor, drawn an extra sight. No reason not to play it that turn. I just missed out on an extra point of damage if I wanted to come in and attack. So let's take a look here and see what our opponent is going to be doing here. They Lightning Bolt, take out the Wizard, which seems really odd on the surface. Why would you put my Grandmaster Wizard that has 0 power in the graveyard on purpose? But then he taps, and the one of Pillar of Xeros coming in, getting rid of 2 Apprentice Wizards, a Grandmaster Wizard. What a great play by you up there. Probably worth it, because then I can't bounce it back with the Fey Changeling. There's really not much I can do to prevent and stop, keep drawing cards. Now, good news for me is I've been able to draw a lot of cards thus far. So what we have, 9 cards in hand. Wow, yeah, 9 cards. It's feeling pretty good about that. He walks back with his Elementalist, starts laying some frogs around, and boom, Summoning Sphere off the top. And now we get to drop in the Titan and play the Summoning Sphere, pay 7, drop down a Titan, 2 frogs down, 7 damage to our opponent. We start moving the gang forward. Draw Floodplain here, which is going to give us the water threshold that we need to cast Atlantean Fate. But right now our opponent needs to deal with this Titan, or he's going to Death's Door next turn. And he does have the Drown to be able to bury the Titan. Now, the Titan effect is still a Genesis effect, and so if he doesn't have a way to get rid of it from the graveyard, I'll still be able to hit him. But he has Fount of Life here to gain, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 life. Then he moves his frog over. Alright, so we'll be able to go ahead, use the Genesis effect, hit him for another 7 before he finds some way to get rid of a Dispel or something to get rid of my Summoning Sphere. So we're going to hit him for the 7 and tap, play the Floodplain, and we just go ahead and pass. Okay. I wouldn't have hated still. I don't know why I'm holding on to these land surveyors. They really should be going out and trying to apply some pressure. Because then a land surveyor would be able to attack this frog, be able to remove it, so I could go ahead and attack him for 2. And now, here comes 7 frogs swimming under the sea. Does he have the manuscript? No, but he has Barry, getting rid of the Fey Changeling, starting to get worried about Ruler O'Thul. And we finally draw a Drought. Drought, a card that we brought in because of the total amount of water sites that he has here. Drought's going to kill 7 frogs. And that's going to be huge. So we're looking to see, hey, is there anything that we can really cast? We can cast a Fey Changeling to bounce it back. And, okay, so he attacks in. I attack in. Yeah, okay, well. Misplay here of not playing Drought ahead of time. Because then he just attacked in with his Submerged Frog. Oh, you know what? They actually don't have to be submerged. So he could have played them above the surface. So that's actually probably likely what he did. Now I'm realizing that I can go ahead and draw sights. And I start walking up towards him, knowing that, okay, he could be casting a Craterize sometime soon. And that's what we're trying to play around as he keeps drawing some of these sights here. Drops an Amethyst Core. And now his body of water is broken up. If he does try to gain life, he's only going to be gaining 2. That is a much, much better place to be in versus gaining, 7 beforehand. Goes ahead and gets rid of our land surveyor. Okay, well, we need a way to be able to deal a lot of damage to these frogs. Because right now he has 6 blockers. So we can come in, attack the little frog, and we can go ahead and use Common Sense, search, grab the Firebolt, cast Firebolt, and I should have hit his avatar. And for whatever reason, I don't hit the avatar. I say I'm going to remove 3 frogs. And that was definitely a mistake here. And because now he has 1 frog left at 6 life. Oh, 5 life. Okay. Yep. It would have just been infinitely better for me just to go ahead and hit the 3. Because now, bounce back the Violent to my hand, play it, hit him for another 2. He's at 3. And what I was hoping for was the ability to finish him off with a Lightning Bolt. But just the math isn't going to work out, or the odds are going to work out in my favor to get him down to Death's Door that turn. So keeping the pressure on here, and it's crazy the amount of damage some 2/2s and some 3/1s are going to be able to do. And at this point now, yep, just goes ahead and concedes the match. So thank you all so much for watching. We're not going to be making any sort of sideboard changes going into Game 3. Game 3 is a nail biter. Can't wait to see you there. Thank you for watching. Bye.